Hello YouTubers and welcome to another episode of the vlogs. Today we've got a bit of a different one. Less training today, unfortunately, because there's been some rumours going around town, around the world, around Britain more likely, that we're going on lockdown quite soon, but we're not sure when. So I'd rather be safe than sorry and be prepared. Not going out, like I talked about yesterday. Oh, this hill is so tiring. Like I talked about yesterday, not going out and buying everything that I can possibly get my hands on, but at least using the time that we can at least get out the house to get some sustenance, because currently I have more than a week of food, which is good, but I'm not really sure how the lockdown will affect the food. Will we be allowed out? Will we be allowed in? Who knows? But now we're going to get to the shop once I've got my breath back. And we've made it to the shop to get some shop stuff. Hopefully there isn't too much out of stock in the shop, because we're in the shop trying to get stuff that isn't out of stock. So we're going to head in and experiment with some montaging. Oh yeah! And we've made it outside of the shop now, post-shopping, and we've got a bag of goodies. As you saw, not a lot of things in the shop, which is to be very much expected. So we picked up some flavourings, so some pesto for some of my other dishes that I have. And what was it? What else did we get? Oh, I tried to find tuna, no tuna. But oats, plenty of oats. Oats are very nutritious. So if you do head into the shop, I recommend getting some oats. But now we're going to see if we can get Yam some food, because it seems to be a delay on the delivery of his food. So we're going to make sure we can have him fed. Oh, yeah. And we've got Yam's puppy food. He isn't quite a puppy though. But luckily, they actually have the food in stock, and I thought a lot more people would have been buying the dog food and it would have been out of stock. Definitely some empty shelves, but we have Yam's food to make him survive for another week. Absolutely fantastic. And hopefully the food that I did order that's getting delayed will come eventually. Great success! And we've made it back into the Yam Cave post picking up some food for Yam. And it is a sad time. The Yam Cave is closing down for business. The yamming won't be happening here until further notice, unfortunately. So yesterday's live stream, 100 minutes, will be, or was, the last time for the Yam Cave exercise team. The Yam squad yamming in the Yam Cave because of the virus, because of the possible isolation. And I want to be able to take the erg with me wherever I end up. Just to not necessarily keep up fitness, but just keep the ability to make sure, like if we can't go outside to a gym or anything, to keep up the ability to train. You can do a lot on a rowing machine, so really keeping things forward. But like I've said before, the priority is not training. It's not sort of getting the machine and doing 1,000,000 miles a day, because the priority actually is things like getting enough food and surviving almost. So just making sure that the priority actually is like getting enough food and making sure we're staying healthy. But at the same time, training can help that, make sure you're sort of staying sane. And so that's why I'm bringing the erg where I go. So where I actually go, I'm not really sure. Over the next few days, next few weeks, I will find out what's happening, as things are like moving pretty quickly here in Britain. But as always, Yam Squad, I'll be taking you with me on the journey. And now we're going to disassemble the erg. We're going to take it out of the Yam Cave, and we will say goodbye to the Yam Cave one time before we'll say hello to it another time. Hopefully not too far in the future. So we're going to put the erg into the yam drover, transport it to wherever I end up, and later on we have a little bit of a steady workout today, just getting some blood flowing. So we'll get to that later on. But now, I think there's a little bit of fuel that needs to be fueled up on and moving the erg. So let's get to it. And we've made it into the house, into the basement this afternoon for a lovely, steady, short row on the rowing machine. Like I mentioned earlier, just a case of right now getting the body moving, keeping sort of mentally sane, if it were, with all the changes going on around us, with today being almost a confusing day. And I know with just all of these changes going around us, with some people isolating, some people not, and the government making calls sort of every day, just trying to have a little bit of consistency. So, as always, erg is bay, getting a little bit of consistency right here, know what to do, just sitting on it, steady, short row, 40 minutes. So not too long where I'm going to tire myself out, but not short where it's just a really simple thing, just sit on the row machine and do. But going forward, there's so many people posting about home workouts and what they're doing to get themselves sort of moving while at home, which is really, really cool to see. Even the people that generally don't do as much sort of exercise during normal times, they're now using their time to their advantage and getting some workouts in, which is awesome to see. And hopefully Yam Squad, if you are healthy, if you are able, you're spending your time doing something that you might not necessarily have got the time to do, whether it's working out, cleaning your car, or writing some music, perhaps. But we're just going to hop on, or just stay on the erg, already hopped on it, and do 40 minutes steady to get the blood moving. Oh yeah. And we have finished the 40 minutes nice and steady. Reasonably good. Let me just get the heart rate average here for you guys. Stopped. The average was 132 at a 152.8, so 10,641 meters. Like I said, a shorter one relatively compared to yesterday's 100 minutes, but today was more of getting other priorities seen to rather than the training. And like I said earlier as well, training isn't a priority currently. It's more about staying healthy, and hopefully the Yam Squad can stay healthy too. And just a little tip for the Yam Squad. I know a lot of you have been getting access to home ergs, home rowing machines, whether it's borrowing one from a club or borrowing one from somewhere, or actually buying one. I really recommend buying one of these bad boys, not the phone, one of these. And what that does is holds your phone in a really good position for you to watch. So you can obviously put it, if you don't have one of these cradles, you can put it right here, like so, and maybe you can even sort of wedge it up a little bit. But if you're not wanting to do that, or if you can get access to, you get one of these little holder magic things, which makes it really easy to watch things while you're erging. So I just watched, have not really been on the erg without the big screen, and so generally when I've got my phone, I watch my YouTube preferences, my YouTube recommendations. So today a lot of Peter McKinnon came up. I recommend binging his videos if you haven't seen his sort of channel already. Him and a couple of others, like back when Casey Neistat was still doing his vlogs, they inspired me to start making my vlogs, or at least they were a part of my design process when I first started making videos, and obviously still watch their videos, so still using what I see from them to help improve my videos. So that will be it for today's episode, Yam Squad. Sorry if there was a little bit of confusion going around in the video, because there was confusion going around here while filming, as going forward we don't really know since I'm not part of the government, I don't know the plan going forward, so kind of just taking it day by day just now. But like I said in yesterday's video, we all have to be, or try and be together, whether it's people you work out with, people you talk to on Instagram, people you talk to on WhatsApp, whatever it is, people in the Yam squad sticking together to help everyone get through this as well as possible. But now I'm going to fuel up, because remember, food is fuel, and then we'll kind of see what happens tomorrow. The videos will be continuing. Some days I'm not going to be able to work out, some days I am, but I'm going to just try and keep the variation up and also just kind of take you guys along with the journey, and hopefully I can see your journeys as well. Like I said, a lot of people are posting a lot of different things now that basically they have more time to do so. So it's really interesting to see. And as always, remember to subscribe if you haven't already, hit that like button, and I will see you tomorrow for a vlog of some sort. Oh yeah!